Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have an amazing day. Please do subscribe, like and comment if you want to support my channel or join my Discord. Thank you. Okay, let's jump to the story right away.
In the previous chapter, Winston caught off Rosa having the same scent with the floating beast female's organ. Rosa panicked. And Winston, who instantly flew into rage, warned Rosa that he had ever given her a chance.
Tiger King, not good. The floating beast is rushing up. Go, come out with me.
Winston grabs onto Rosa's arm with one hand, forcibly dragging her and heading out of the cave. Rosa keeps on screaming incessantly, trying to back off non-stop. They finally arrived at the top of a hill near the cave. The floating beasts maniacally try to climb the hill, releasing wheezing sounds.
You were once the most popular female in the Beastman city.
Winston raises his arms high, ready to throw Rosa from the top of hill.
You can come to this day, it's all because you bring this fate onto yourself. You can blame others for this.
After finishing his words, Winston throws Rosa mercilessly to the floating beasts down the hill, and Rosa can only scream in horror. While Curtis, who chased after the floating beasts to the foot of the mountain, happens to see the horror scene. He even shows a concerned face and becomes speechless. Rosa fell onto the ground and is surrounded by floating beasts. She looks so painful. Falling from that high place, she must have broken all her bones. Suddenly a twice-sized floating beast shows up and crawls over. It turns out it is the king of floating beasts.
King of floating beasts?
It approaches Rosa's body and starts to mate her. Rosa let out horrifying and agonizing cry because that massive thing must be tearing apart her body outside and inside. Curtis then turns away to slither back home.
What a bunch of willful hotheads. Why are these floating beasts retreating? How come they stop attacking our females? King, what exactly is going on? I should understand this matter better, so let me explain it to you. The female floating beast's reproductive organ has a strong tendency to leave behind an odor. After eaten raw for a short period, it will change the body odor of the eater, making the floating beast mistaken the eater for their eaten female. It will gradually disappear after a month. Rosa ate the reproductive organ of the female floating beast. It's usually eaten by wild beasts or male beastmen. It's never happened to female beastmen. And Rosa happened to be in it, which would make the floating beast even crazier. So that's how it is. It seems that she ate the mate of the floating beast king. But how could Rosa get herself to eat that?
Rosa can eat that raw because she has no tongue to taste food anymore.
She must have been forced, and she was sent to our village on purpose. Someone is clearly trying to harm us. That's right. Harvey, I remember that you studied medicine in the F tribe. Yes. Being able to master this technique and fed Rosa the floating beast, which sent to our village by coincidence. Perhaps it can only be the Ape King.
After the floating beasts' mass exercise ended, they are retreating to the water source nearby. The floating beast king is seen carrying bleeding Rosa on its back. Wearing a horrified expression, Rosa seems to be dying. However, she has long died thoroughly inside.
The floating beast attack traumatized many females, and Harvey treated them throughout the process. The other males are responsible for driving away the floating beast from the village. I suspect it's the Ape King who did this all. Shh, lower your voice.
Curtis treats Bai like a child, covering her body with a quilt.
The Ape King. Leave this to me. You want to take care? Those who let Snow be affected, it is better to solve it as soon as possible. What are you planning to do? Since he controlled the floating beast and threatened the village, I will repay him with the same method. The heavy rainy season happens to be the peak period of the strength of our snake beastmen. 4 striped beastmen are king beastmen. Curtis has long been the king of kings. It would be no surprise that he can command other snake beastmen. Snake beastmen are massive in numbers, and they are cold and like to live alone. If they gather together, the power will be too terrifying. The Ape King is also a powerful male beast, but it's a pity that he has offended Curtis. Haven't you been thinking to expand the village to protect Snow? How about snatching their females over? From? Then I'll get them to start building houses right away.
Curtis is finally leaving. The ugly tiger can be ignored. I would be able to have Ching Ching all to myself. Oh.
You go with me. What the hell? Huh?
Parker, who couldn't accept Curtis' order, yelled out unconsciously. Both Curtis and Winston glare at him instantly.
Oh no.
Parker immediately shut up and looked at Bai while holding his breath. Fortunately, Bai only let out a moan, then enters her deep sleep again, leaving all the 3 males heaved a sigh of relief.
After the rainy season, I'll be hibernating. Met with Snow once every 3 days. You'll be in charge.
Mating me with Ching Ching?
Just control the time duration as long as I usually do. She won't be able to take it if it's too long, but she won't be satisfied if it's too short. I inadvertently ever saw the of the tiger beastman. It looks so rough. If it can work, you can help her with your hands. I will surely take good care of her. Why don't you just let me stay? Ching Ching likes to eat the food I cook the most. Winston sucks at cooking. You'd better cry softly. If you waken up Snow, I won't forgive you.
Finally, Winston and Bai's private moments comes. We will get to see many of their interactions in the upcoming chapters.